Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2020 season, following Saints' 12-10 defeat here this evening against the Huddersfield Giants. I'm not sure what I've just watched.
No, same. Yeah, same. Listen, all credit to Huddersfield for hanging in at the end though, because as we've just had a little chat before we've started filming, and Saints were going 70, 80, 90 metres at the end and battling through, but I don't know, clunky going forward. A lot of players had off games. Yeah, not entirely sure what to make of that.
We'll start off with the team selection. We did a little bit of a rumour, I think yesterday, that Morgan Knowles might be playing in the centres. We didn't say anything because I wasn't sure how true it was going to be. Turns out that was the case. Did that experiment work for you this evening?
I don't think it caused any problems on that side, apart from he kept on defending in the wrong position. You'd see him out of his centre channel. Now, whether that was a plan or not, I'm not sure. But you don't play the best 13 in the competition in the centres. You play him at 13, and you play a centre in the centres, in my opinion. So whether that's Sim, whether that's Costello, it's not an experiment I'd have gone with.
If Matty Costello's fit, which we assume he is, obviously he's on the bench and come on, where does that put him in the pecking order?
Well, yeah, is he not doing something in training? Is he not impressing enough? Is he carrying a bit of a knock that he can't do a full 80 minutes? If Bentley's ahead of him and if Morgan Knowles is ahead of him, then he's got to start wondering where he actually is, because it makes him look like he's fourth choice centre, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If not lower down that pecking order.
In attack tonight, you're right what you say, it's clunky. Nothing seems to be really going right. It just seemed for a lot of the time in that game, we're either relying on Luke Thompson running that storming line and going over the top of 2 or 3 people, or you're relying on Johnny Lomax finding the wonder ball every single time, which, to be fair, majority of the season he has done. Yeah. But if that's not working, do we look a little bit flat?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Johnny had his best game tonight. I think when there's 10 minutes left and he's trying to throw a ball out to Regan Grace and it stick and it ends up going forward, I think that's when you start worrying about players a little bit and the fact that we are kind of slipping into bad habits and not just playing our sets and being honest. As you say, with Thompson, there was a couple of last tackle plays as well that we've gone for the power play from too far out. It's not like we're trying to push them over their line. We're trying to go for them for 30 yards out instead of getting a little bit closer or putting a grubber kick in or something like that and just making them think.
We seem to have gone away from what worked so well, probably the first game of the year, when we were forcing Salford back behind their own line, getting repeat sets. We seem to have not been utilising that kicking game.
Well, on saying that, I mean, Theo Farge has got a good kick. I thought Theo Farge was good tonight as well, by the way. His kicking game is very much of a percentage where he's going to put it up in the air. He knows that his chasers are going to come in and take him back. Yeah, we forced at least...
Can't hear you, we're on the mic.
No, but they know somebody said something now because of your big mouth. We forced goal line dropouts tonight, still from putting pressure on their line. But do you want something a little bit different? I've said it for a while that possibly, yeah, you want to mix it up. But I think that's the way the game goes now, that you do play percentages an awful lot more.
Now, we were 10-6 up for a lot of that second half. At no point did I actually think we were going to lose. I know we weren't playing well, but they didn't have a lot of chances, but the chances they did have, they took. And even when they took the lead with 10 minutes to go, it was like, oh, we're behind. And it's like, I don't know, did that sense of shock maybe go onto the pitch as well?
Possibly, yeah. I actually said about 20 seconds before they scored, next try wins this game. Now, there's a little bit of a concern that because we'd had so many chances, because we've been camped down on the line and it just wasn't sticking. I mean, you even look at the Regan Grace kind of two half intercepts where he's got his hand to the ball but not quite made it stick and been able to get us out. Yeah, I did worry. I started thinking that maybe it wasn't going to be our night, and as it proved to be.
We're not going to bag referees tonight.
No.
We're not going to bag referees. Do certain referees not suit our style or? I had opinions before the game, and you will vouch for you will vouch for me, as will other people who I spoke to tonight when I seen the team sheet and who was refereeing.
You send me the same full word message every time.
Yeah, we won't repeat it.
No.
But a lot of the decisions he seemed to make tonight seem to be on the back of. Seem to be on the back of. Could have come on.
Yeah.
Seem to be on the back of calls from the crowd. The very late calls. I know he's maybe getting help from the touch judges, but the late calls, and they seem to be reactionary. And I think I tweeted in the first half when we were in the lead, I don't think I've seen Huddersfield onside all night. And I think somebody replied to me saying, "Where are you sat?" and I said, "Down the sideline." And it was all night long. But we're not going to blame the referee. But we just have. No, we haven't. But no, listen. And do you know what? When Huddersfield took the lead, I think you said it, they managed the game really well. They got to the end of the sets, they completed, and they kicked long, and were making us come from 90 each time, and we really struggled with that tonight. And I felt maybe, could we have been a little bit more adventurous a little bit sooner in that game?
I wondered where the question was coming from then, because that just sounded like your monologue from the preview show, rambling on. To go back come back to your first point, and then you can ask me the question again. You can't turn around and say a referee doesn't suit us. We've then got to put ourselves in the position to go and win the game. Gareth Ewer.
Okay, did we struggle for a plan B then?
Yes, you've got to. Gareth Ewer does prefer a slower game, I think. So you've got to then play that game. You've got to be cleverer. Huddersfield have been clever at the end of the game by game management, kicking into touch and kind of turning us around and making us. We were making them meters, but you're right. It's wrong to necessarily bag refs. My only thing is, if we've got part-time refs in the league, they should all be full-time. That's where we should be going as a sport. And if we have got part-time refs, you've got to think, right, you've got to move on. You've got to move on from that.
How long do investigations take into referees' indiscretions?
What do you mean?
Well,
what,
obviously,
so Ben Thaler?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Whatever he's done or whatever he hasn't done, how long does it take to come to a decision and let us know what's going on?
I don't know. We couldn't possibly comment because it's an ongoing trial, probably.
But we need to know what's going on.
Yeah. Going back to your question, was your question about Huddersfield managing the game at the end? Yeah, they were brilliant at it. I think that's the difference with having somebody like Caesar on there who can literally direct them round. And I was impressed with Huddersfield, to be fair. I thought they fronted up very, very well. And I think that having someone of the likes of Aidan Caesar on, who can then manage the game. They lost Lee Gaskell very early.
2 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then lost another man, I think was it early in the second half, or early at the end of the first half, down to 2 interchanges as well.
But they still ran hard, and they still gave him the platform to kind of go and almost Kevin Sinfield the game out.
It reminded me, I think, when we played Huddersfield 2 years ago, Simon Wolford's, I think it was one of his first games in charge. He seems to stick to that game plan tonight. Yeah. He went with what worked, and we just struggled to break them down. Are you concerned at all at this moment in time?
There's going to be an element of concern because you're going to kind of always compare to last season. When last season we were miles ahead. You've got to give a coach time to put his stamp on it and to kind of get the players back up and running and into that. We might never see a season like that again. There will always be that element of concern, but you'd just turn around and say no knee-jerk reactions just yet. We've got Cass up next away, tough place to go, but there's no reason why. A couple of little clicks tonight were 2 tries ahead before they've even got that chance to go and win it.
Obviously Lachlan Coote will come back next week. Jack Wellesby, I think he's played really well so far this season in the side, but I think does he need to just step out at this moment in time for a break?
Yeah, he probably does, to be fair. Do you want me to take that? You're moving away to see the scores. Yeah, he probably does, to be fair. You've got to manage young players' game time. And he's had some good exposure. Couple of games out, or even maybe a move to a position at centre where you're less exposed, as in you're the last line of defence there. It might do him good if we're going to kind of not keep trying to slot forwards into centre positions.
Other results tonight, I think Warrington have won by 1. Hull have won by 1 as well. So we couldn't pick our nose, Kevin.
I ripped our bet up long before I came. But yeah,
So there we go. May as well just put it down the grid. So tough trip to Cass next week. What would you change then?
Well, obviously with Cook coming back in, I'd put Morgan Knowles back into 13. I think we did miss Aaron Smith as well, so he'd come back onto the bench. I mean, it's just a case of going away, not being, I'm going to say, Warrington about it and say, yeah, we're going to go and have a good talk and see where it went wrong. It's literally something will fall into place and we'll batter a team. Don't worry about it.
Correct. Okay. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Let us know your views in the comments below. And we will catch you during the week for a Redvee preview show. And we might have a nice little special feature on the website over the weekend, if I can finish it up.
Okay. I'm just going to do one thing. That's the first thumbs down that we'll get tonight. We always get one.
We know who it is. Yeah. Catch you soon.